So welcome back, everybody. In this episode, we're going to be working on our outdoor area here. We've got a big surprise that one of our viewers guessed, and we're going to spruce this area up. 'Tis the season for fires, cooking, and some football. Let's get started. So real quick, in this area, somebody nailed it. We're going to put up a projector screen. That's going to be the big reveal for this episode. We're going to put a portable projector out here, a little bit of seating, so we can play some football games and other entertainment while we enjoy this area now that fall's here. Tiffany's going to work on some planters and plants over here to spruce the area up. We've got something special for the dog wash station over here that we're going to do as well. And this loose rock that you tend to want to roll your ankles in, we're going to take care of that as well. All right, so let's dive right into what everybody's going to want to see. I just ordered a 110-inch screen in right here. It's one that rolls up. Now, this is not outdoor rated. I'm doing this on a strict budget. But this stuff was very, very affordable. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put links down in the description. And I caught, like my projector, for example, on a flash sale. So you can mount this projector two kinds of ways, with screws or with hooks, which is what I'm gonna do. Because this is not an outdoor rated projector screen, I'm gonna take it off during the week, and I'm gonna put it on during the weekends whenever we wanna watch football games or say a movie. So I bought some stainless hooks we're about to mount on the wall. I just measured from dead center of this hook or catch right there to the other end is 103/4 inch. Now my projector can go up to 300 inches, but we didn't want nothing crazy big. This 110-inch screen should be just fine. So here we are on our back porch. We're thinking about putting a couple of hooks up here above this window so we can mount the screen here whenever we want. We run a hot tub here in the wintertime so we can watch a football game or TV. Plus, if it's rainy or a bad day, we can still run our projector out here on the porch. And that's the beauty of putting hooks up and not permanent mounting this. Again, it's not outdoor rated, so we don't want to do that. But because we're putting hooks up, well, we can move it around wherever we want. The other thing I've got to keep in mind, because I'm making this replaceable, putting this on hooks, want it easy on, easy off, I can't go any higher than I can reach. Now, I know that these boards are nice and level right here, so I think I'm just going to drill a hole, that measurement I just gave you, here and over there, centered up on this wall, and I'm not going to go any higher than this run right here, so I can actually reach and take this off nice, convenient, and easily. All right, so the first thing I need to do is grab a quick measurement. Don't have to be precise, but relatively close. Let's see what the length is here. All right, so we're going to take this measurement right here, and we're going to divide it in half, which is going to be around 8 foot 2 inches. All right, now that I just found the center of the wall, we're going to divide that measurement I gave you for the projector screen by 2, and I know to measure out from the center mark that I just made each direction, and then we're going to put our hooks in, and it should be nice and centered up on that projector screen. Now, since this is a fiber cement board right here, I'm going to be using a masonry bit. So if you're mounting one on the outside like this, make for sure that whatever you're drilling through, you've got the proper bit for it. If I use a standard drill bit on concrete board like this, well, it'll just dull it right up. I'm also only going to drill through the cement board itself and not into the wall of the house, which is sheathed in wood. It's because I'm going to go back with a smaller wood drill bit at that point, and that's to make sure we don't over drill the size of our hole, make it too large for the hooks that I'm going to put in. Even though this screen is very lightweight, I want to make for sure that the threads bite in good and that the wind can't take this away. All right, so I found a drill bit that's slightly smaller than the hooks that I'm using. And by the way, I bought stainless steel hooks. So if I'm gonna be putting these out here and leaving them, the last thing I want is a cheap hook that's gonna potentially rust and then show rust lines going down my house. So let me pre-drill these holes. We don't have to go deep. Most homes are sheathed in either 1/2 inch or 3/4 board. Again, as lightweight as this screen is, I think it's gonna be just fine. If you can find a stud and hit that, that's even better, but that's really hard to find through concrete board. All right, so now I'm gonna fill these holes with an exterior rated caulk. And I just so happen to have one that's almost the same color as the house. But you wanna make for sure that you seal up any exterior holes that you drill. All right, so now the moment of truth. Let's see if we can get these little clasps right here on those hooks. Getting one on should be easy. We'll see about getting the other one. All right, that worked out perfect. All right, so let's try this out. So that's quick, easy on, easy off. Let's pull our screen down. It locks in. So now what we got to come up with is a way on windy nights. I think I'm going to get some weights or kettlebells to put down here and just run a bungee cord from them to this, so this doesn't flop around in the wind. But that's something for us to figure out. On a non-windy night, this should be perfect. Now take a look. I know it looks low to the ground, but remember what I was telling you about center of eyesight? As we walk out here and we drop down about 18 inches and I turn around and look back at it, I think that's going to be perfect. Plus, we can go back up another, looks like almost 8 inches. You see the big black strip up there? We don't have to come down as far as we have. All right, so see what I mean? I raise the screen up. You can lock it in just about any position that you want. Now, a word of caution, a non-exterior rated screen, which is going to be a very affordable one, don't leave it out in sunlight like this. It's just going to deteriorate the screen. Plus, you can't see TV with a standard projector out in the daylight like this anyways. We're not going to use this till nighttime. So all we've got to do is fold it back up in its little metal case. That's it. And if there's any rain on the way, or if we're done for the night, I can literally just pull this right off and move it to the next location or for storage. Speaking of the next location, let's go mount a couple more hooks up on the porch where I showed you earlier. All right, it doesn't get much easier than that. Literally 2 new hooks, a whole new location to bring this in, and it worked out perfect. We can keep our deck box right where it is. We're just starting to get to the black strip, so we get a full 110-inch screen. Look at the size of this out here on the porch. So when the hot tub gets over here in a little bit, we can watch TV. Here's the other cool part about it. This grill we can move, so if we're out here in the pool or on the deck, which sometimes you are at nighttime in the summertime, you can just look right back up here at the TV. So we keep mentioning football. We're actually not big football people, but if you want to get friends over to your porch, because we love to entertain and cooking out, you better have something like this. But what we love is music videos and things like that. So now with the projector that I got, we can hook it straight up to our Bluetooth speaker, a really nice one, although it has audio, and we can have music videos out here playing while we're in the pool, or football games, whatever you want, a movie going. Let me show you the projector and the stand that I got. You want to see something pretty cool? Check this out. I've got my phone playing a YouTube video. I don't know who that guy is, but I think I know him. And I'm able to mirror anything from my phone right to this little device right here that we got. It's a projector. Now, I'm just shooting it on a green painted wall. Obviously, that's not a projector screen. It's not going to look good, but I can't brag how quick it was to literally, I turned on one feature in here. It's called Smart View on my Samsung, or it's going to be called Screen Mirror on some other phones. And I set this up for Android just by clicking a button, and literally they found each other and I'm playing. So anything I play on this, from a football game to a YouTube video, we can play outside. That was awesome. Now this also has an HDMI hookup, USB, audio, video, everything else. So we can hook up other things as well, from laptops. We should be able to put a Fire Stick or anything else in there, maybe a Roku device, but I've got to figure all that out. Now y'all, this is not a sponsored video. This is the brand I bought. I'll put a link down in the description. I looked at a lot of models. I had to keep it cheap and affordable because, well, we just don't really watch a lot of television or football games, and I wasn't going to spend a lot on this project. Amazon was having a flash sale on this. It had a lot of good reviews, so I tried it. I can already tell you, I'm very pleased with how quick I was able to sync up. 0 issues. Now over here in this box, well, I've got to put this together real quick. This is just a pole mount, and I bought a projector table right here.
You can see it'll just mount to the pole on the bottom. Now we can go stick this out in the rocks or on the porch, put our projector on top, and then we can shoot up toward the screens. I mean, this is very simple and straightforward, and I spent about half on this setup, including the screen, than I was ever thinking I was gonna spend. All right, so for some reason I lost all my audio here, but I want to show y'all what this looks like. This is about 30 minutes before dark, and I would say this is probably the earliest you'd want to watch your screen. You can see what the picture quality looks like right there. So if we come back out maybe 15 minutes before dark right here, still plenty of light, you can see how much better the picture quality is. This is the time of day I'd say you could start really watching this and enjoying the picture quality. And here we are, almost dark, still some light out there, looking really good this time of day. And of course, anytime throughout the nighttime, you can see how much brighter and clearer the screen is. I'm really impressed with this. I think I only paid like around $120 for this projector, so very pleased with the picture quality.
All right, so let me explain to you why I chose this palm, and this is gonna be just its temporary home for now. I have plans for it later on because right now it's September, and in the stores it was really hard to find stuff that was gonna be plantable in this time of year that's gonna make it through our winter. So in the zone, this was one of our zone tolerant plants. And I'm just gonna temporarily plant it for now. I'm gonna put it in a little bit bigger pot so it has a little bit of room to grow, and then we're gonna replant it later on. So I'm just gonna have it planted in here, and then I'm gonna bring it to about right here. So I need to find something that's gonna be a little bit more permanent for these pots out here that looks a little tropical but doesn't get too tall and bushy. But for now, we're just gonna plant these here, and we will definitely replant them later on. Burger wants to help.
All right, so one more thing that we're wanting to do out here in the outdoor area is our dog washing station. By the way, we just used this heavily this weekend. We had a get together, a big football party. We did pizzas out here, cleaned up pots and pans. It was awesome. But this spray wand right here is a bit powerful, great for cleaning up pots and pans, not so good for cleaning off the animals. Plus you can't get to the underneath side of the animals. So we're gonna put in a spray wand right here for the dogs. So we wanna keep our regular faucet. We want to keep this spray wand for cleaning pots and pans, but we need something else to add to clean the underside of the dogs. We'd considered tapping into the plumbing and running a spigot right here to where we could hook up to a hose, but that left us with one big problem, a way to blend the hot and cold water. Really, we could only tap into one side. A faucet allows you to blend the hot and cold, and if we're washing dogs out here in the wintertime, well, we're definitely going to want that warm water right there. So we need to be able to hook up to this and use the faucet blending valves. So you've got a couple of options. They make these thread-on adapters for the ends of your faucets. You just got to match up the threads. So what I had originally picked up is one of these adapters right here. It threads onto those fine threads and then gives me the garden hose hookup basically. So we could thread onto that and have a wand. But then that takes away our ability to use our spigot, which we desperately need. So I scrapped this idea quickly. So I found what's called a sink diverter valve. These are a little more difficult to find, and sadly I could not get one to match the brushed look here, but that's okay. We want a fully functioning sink out here. This one actually threads on, plus it comes with a bunch of different adapters. Then it's got your regular spigot on the bottom and a valve right here, so we can send water either this direction to the hose we're going to thread on, or we can send it down and out and still maintain our normal faucet right here. So this is the right thing to use. I'm going to continue to look for one that's brushed so it matches up better, but at least this will get us going right for now. So you can see it just threads right on. I didn't even have to use none of the adapters. And you can put this to any side that you want. See, now we get our regular faucet back, or I can cut it off this direction and it'll start shooting water out the backside where we're gonna add our dog wand. By the way, I should mention, oh my goodness, all the people that had comments last time because this is a dog washing sink, its main function, and we mentioned that we put pots and pans in here. We don't wash our actual dishes out here. Not to mention you can bleach and clean a sink out very well after you rinse some animals out. What we use this for is huge pots and pans, or like the other night we had a bunch of pizza trays with melted cheese and all on them. We'll come out here and spray all that mess off, and then we're gonna go put stuff in the dishwasher or clean it inside. This is a sink just to pile stuff in after a big cookout, or to occasionally wash our dog in, which is kind of its main function. All right, so Tiffany picked up one of these dog wands right here. You can see it's arched to go underneath the belly for our little dog or our large dog. Came with a decent length of hose and some adapters and cut-off valves itself. Sadly, they were not able to thread onto this. They're more designed for hooking up to a garden hose. But again, we want to make for sure that we get some of that warm water out here for washing dogs in the wintertime. Now, if I matched everything up correctly, this is a 1/2 inch standard thread. This should just go right on, I do believe. As you can see, we got plenty of length of hose. Probably just keep that tucked behind here. And we can always mount us a hook to the wall if we need to. I want to keep it out of the way so we can still use our spigot. Now we can put our dog washing wand on the other end. We turn our water on. And then turn that valve on. Look at there. Now we've got us a dog washing wand to wash the dogs down and to get underneath them. And we can turn on the hot water as well. And we can go back to filling pots and pans or just washing our hands. All right, we're gonna put that back there for now. I may add a hook later that we can hang it on, but I guess that does help keep it out of some sun. Doesn't look overall too bad. I'll try to find one of these and brushed. By the way, if you're building your little dog wash station, this is not the easiest thing to find. I'll put a link down there. I picked mine up on Amazon, but it's called a sink diverter valve, but you're going to have to make for sure that you get one like this. It comes with all the adapters to fit all the different types of threads out there on sink faucets. All right, so the next thing we're going to work on out here to get our outdoor area in tip-top shape is the rock. It really does need to be packed. Now, don't get me wrong, it's packed quite well with all the rain that we've gotten, but there's still plenty of loose rock out here in uneven areas. Y'all know I have been talking about getting a vibratory packer for forever, and I finally got one. Evolution, the same company that I get all my metal cutting saws from. I had no idea they even made vibratory packers. They do. Think about all the jobs that I've needed one of these on. When we put the pull in, I had to pack that huge dirt pad underneath, have it perfectly level. Did all that by hand. Little concrete slabs like the filter zone, concrete slabs down at the shop. The storm shelter pad, all the other concrete work that I've did, dirt pads. Man, I don't know what's taking so long to get one of these here on the property. Now I've got to pack all this rock in, so whenever you're walking around out here on it, you're not rolling your ankle and it just feels firm under the feet. It just makes a good experience. You'll also be seeing me using this on some future projects, definitely more concrete and dirt pads that we got coming up. And I even got a special rubber pad that you can put underneath this. If we do any paver or patio stone work in the future, we can pack those in without damaging it. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it straight on the steel plate and pack all these rocks in. Evolution Packer did good. That took me quite a few minutes to do. This is a big area, but I'm telling y'all, the difference it makes when you pack rock is night and day over when you freshly put it out. I mean, you'll be out here rolling your ankle and you're thinking, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. But when you pack it, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a little loose, but now I'm walking on something that's a lot more firm. All right, so everything's nice and packed in, y'all. We got our hooks on the wall for our projector. We're currently keeping it up here on the porch. We actually used it a lot this weekend. I've shown y'all some of it, but we stayed out listening to music videos all night long. Hooked the projector up to our Bluetooth speaker. We watched some football, all the stuff that I actually can't show for copyright reasons. So it's gonna be very enjoyable. I can't wait till we can get it out here on this wall. We got a little stand that we can put up. We got a power plug right here. We can run over to it, and we can have, again, music videos, football, anything we want out here while we're enjoying the fire. So we actually used this weekend, did some pizza oven cooking on it, lit a fire, not quite cool enough for a big fire yet, but starting to feel good. I also picked me up a little firewood cart. This actually works great. I had it stacked up wood and we come out here and cooked. We're gonna be building in the future episode on the back side of the fence right there, a little firewood stand, a firewood rack, and we're gonna store this there. And whenever I need to go back there and grab some wood, I can just wheel it right back around and, well, we can just keep the fire pit going all night. A couple of that along with some new planters and some more greenery. The place is starting to look a whole lot better. New dog wash station wand. That's going to be a big improvement for Tiffany. It's something y'all didn't see that we put up off camera. We love these little sconces right here. They light up at dark. They're solar powered, and it looks like there's a candle burning in there. They actually give some really cool ambiance to this area. So we're far from done. Back here behind me, we're gonna be building a table in the future so we can do some little sitting and eating, kind of like a little fancier picnic table. We may build it out of steel or do something cool. Out here in this gigantic area where I'm standing right now, we're gonna do another little table, like a prep table. So whenever we're cooking on our fire pit oven over here, we can have something right here to have all the ingredients to put on there, a little prep table, so to speak. Then of course in this area, we're gonna be setting up the projector. I don't know if we'll do some seating in the future or if people can just pull some of these chairs over if they want to. Ultimately, I don't foresee people just sitting here and watching a movie or anything. We don't really do that. We'll be around the fire, we'll be in the swings, we'll be talking, and we'll probably just have a football game going over there. All right, y'all, hopefully enjoyed that episode. I'm pretty excited about having a huge projector screen that's movable to 2 locations, or as many locations as we want, a projector, and all for $200 something. So it's definitely gonna entice people to come over and hang out with us during football season or a UFC fight or anything like that that we can put on to get some people over. While we're not big movie buffs, I think it's just gonna really add to this outdoor area and our vision that we have for it. A lot more stuff coming. Catch you on the next one.